Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, the High Guy Jacobs, and today we've got a special for you, new weekly segment called Garbage Day, where we're going to be taking out the trash and showing you some of the worst people this game has to offer. Our first episode is going to be touching into a character who decided to be entirely racist in chat for no reason, and then reach out to my PMs to troll even more. This gentleman's name is Cool Cat, coming out of what was Loon in Region 371. They have currently dealt with him. He is no longer there. But this is one thing about him. First and foremost, you'll see that a lot of this comes down just because he doesn't like how the game works. He doesn't like who makes the game. He goes on a racist rant about that. And you'll read through the comments as we go through exactly how much of a trash bag, glad bag that this guy is. So I hope you guys enjoy as we go through this chat. We read through some of the things he says. We check back on some of the things he says and show you exactly why this guy is this week's glad bag of the week. So first and foremost, he starts complaining that the game didn't tell him something when in reality he was informed. He just wasn't paying attention. Yes, they might have taken away a day on one of the timers. That's totally normal. It's a common thing. But obviously this guy doesn't know it. So he's already going on about how mad he is at the game. They didn't flat out lie. It said 24 hours. There was still 24 hours left. And he immediately goes on the defensive by calling it a crap Chinese game, which in my opinion is irrelevant. And then I also don't think it's Chinese. I believe it was made in Singapore and then bought by IGG. I believe the original game designer was either Singapore or something like that, or Thailand or something like that, and then bought by IGG. But he's already on the defensive, insulting people for no reason. So he's just feeling sad, and he's thrashing out and taking it on people. And yeah, he does spend money on crap Chinese games because he's got one of the skins that you had to spend money to get. So, so he does. But then he takes a hard turn onto China. And then he calls it a pay-to-play web game from China, which, to be fair, it's a mobile game. Also PC. But he's basically just, I guess you could say, crying a river about it. You know what I mean? And then he blames China, saying China is crap. He goes on a huge rant. It's so bad, and he's got no problems just insulting people for no reason. Just his ignorance. Remember, this is Cool Cat. Remember his name, Cool Cat. And remember his picture, too. He kind of looks like a failed attempt at a mob boss. You know what I mean? Like a mobster that couldn't make it. And now he starts to go onto religion. Just a total piece of work. And then he's equating it all together. He's equating China and Asia and all of Asia together as if it's one Asian country. So you just see the racism dripping from him. Yeah. Creepy Cat Lady makes a good point. Does that mean that Russia is Chinese too? Which I think is totally funny. Which is why I kind of circled it and made mention. And he put this word in here and it gets blocked for a reason. Because when you actually see what the word is, right? We're going to copy it, paste it down here and pull it up. You can see why it is. So not only is he racist, but he's bigoted too. Or ableist, pardon me. And he calls it wasting their time on a cheap web game, even though he still plays it. Yeah, even though he plays it. And again, coming in with such bad language. And he can't even type. Like, every single one of his things has a spelling error. Pretty much. But he's got no problem just coming in and swinging for the fences for no reason whatsoever, which is absolutely asinine to me. Now, don't forget, guys, as we're going through here, if you absolutely like what we're doing here, if you like this new segment, if you like the idea of this new segment, smash that like button. Comment down below any other bad people that you've met or other people that you've met that you'd like me to kind of reach out to maybe and see if we can't get involved. Like the video, comment, subscribe, smash the notification bell, and don't forget to click join to become a member today. Now he's telling the guy he can suck an egg. Spends money on cheap games. Again, this guy also spends money on it. Oh, and now he brings out the racial slurs. Which to me is funny because this is where he starts to really prove himself. And this is before I've even gotten involved yet. I had to scroll back a long time to see this stuff. Right? Which I think is so funny. Which he's also done too. You can't get the skin that he has without doing it. I think it was at least $10 for the skin, so you had to at least spend that. And all he's just doing is instigating and poking. And this is just crying because he feels the game screwed him over. And now he dumps more racial racial indicators, racial stereotypes and racial derogatory statements. Because you know exactly what he's trying to say there. Yeah. It's just absolutely funny. And he's just doing this for the sake of doing this, right? Which is fine. I mean, if you're going to be that person, you're going to be that person. But this is when the developers really need to address this. Because they don't. They don't ever address this. That's why I'm doing this. I think it's funny. So I'm going to absolutely get out and absolutely put these guys on blast. Now he says that everyone in China is communist. He says that every company is communist. He says that every Chinese person is communist. It's absolutely just ridiculous. Now, again, he might be right. He's right that IGG is the publisher because they were the one that actually technically brought it to market. But they weren't the ones that developed it, right? You have to understand that. They bought it and then released it. It was out, I think, for 2 years or a year and a half before it was publicly released, before IGG got their hands on it. And he's just out here just picking fights. Cool cat, just picking fights. Look at that face. I think it's so funny. He thinks he's so tough, but he's like 60 million, and I don't even know if he's got 1 million kills. So, like, in real life, he says he works for Volvo? Okay. He probably works for a toy company. You know what I mean? He probably does a call center for trying to collect bills. You know what I mean? So this is actually the time when I actually go to look to see if it is Chinese. And again, he is right that IGG is a Chinese company. And they were the ones that released the game, but it was out before then. And now he's just running away. Look at this. Look at this derogatory terminology he uses. This is crazy to me. This is crazy to me. And then he starts looking at, he instantly goes for personal looks. This right here is a guy who has nothing better to do. Nothing better to do. And he's totally triggered. Look at this. He's been triggered this whole time. And remember, this is before I even get involved and before he hops into my chat. This is absolutely crazy to me. And yes, Singapore is its own country. Just saying. Which is funny. Which is absolutely hilarious. The guy is just totally triggered. And again, it's not, he fails to understand that it's not about the fact that it was made in China. It's the fact that you are being racist about it. Because again, it wasn't made in China. So that's fine. And then he absolutely is private messaging. I know he is right now because he hops into my private chat messages to start messaging me too. And he's just so hateful for no reason. trying to, and just like imparting this hatred on other people, saying Mark hasn't got out of a trailer park. That's funny. Like, I know Matt. I mean, I don't know him personally, but I've talked to him a lot of times. And that's kind of hilarious for him to say that. Now, here's a moment here where he tries to gaslight. He's been gaslighting this whole time, but now he's gaslighting and say that one guy called him an N-word, where it never happened. He just said that this is some real, like, just him being crazy, just acting like this. Now, obviously, I don't agree with what he said. But he didn't openly call him guy, an N-word. You know? Like, it's just weird. First and foremost, I would never use the word, you know? I would never even want to comment on it. It's a word that I think nobody should be using, but I don't have that right, so I just don't use it. And now this guy openly drops it lots. Trying to gaslight everybody, saying it's him, which I think is hilarious. Because he's been gaslighting this whole conversation. That's why we're putting it on blast. That's why I want a recording of it. So we can actually see exactly how crazy this guy is. And his leader was informed a couple of times with how bad this guy is. And you'll see exactly that we actually take care of him, which I think is a fantastic, fantastic thing for us to do. And I would have done it myself, to be honest. I would have done it myself, but I had too many resources. I don't want to take my resources out because I got too many of them. And then look at this. He instantly calls him, like he starts calling him a cripple. He's such an ableist. Just an ableist. And he's I'm not even going to say it. He won't get banned in a day or two. I wish he would, but he wouldn't. And I already choose not to ban them, or I choose not to block them because it gives me content. Yes, does that make me a content whore? You absolutely darn rights it does. But I think this is funny because I need someone else to bring mention to this because the report function does nothing. So if we can bring mention to this, maybe IGG will see it and actually start doing something about it. Probably not, but I think it's absolutely funny. And this guy's turning around and trying to say that he's reporting people, which I think is hilarious. Again, this is just asinine behavior. I can't believe that there are people like this. Who says cool beans? I say cool beans. Yeah, I say cool beans. But he's just picking fights, you know what I'm saying? You know, the only one digging their own hole is you, cool cat. And it's funny because you absolutely get burned for it. And I got the report, and man, is it funny. It's totally worth it, too. I think you deserved it more. I would have done it myself, like I said, but he does not work. He works for Volvo International. Yeah, okay. He starts talking about it like it's some big deal. I bet he has nothing to do with this. This is just something that he's, like, projecting. But I'm just showing you the whole conversation so you get the entire context of this. Again, you're gaslighting here, cool cat. That's exactly not what it is. Just putting it out there. It's not that people were complaining about that. It's because you're a racist bigot. So, yeah. But he's basically saying all Chinese people are commies or communists. Just this massive, you know, this huge, broad, sweeping brush. And it's not like he had opinions. That's not the issue. Again, gaslighting. That's not the problem. But of course, he's just waiting for new people to come in to actually try to get people on his side. So this is exactly why we kind of have to band together and make this shit stop. You know what I'm saying? So if you see this guy, and we're going to get you his ID number and stuff like that too. If you see this guy, if you get in contact with this guy, even after he changes his name, or his picture or whatever, just know what he truly is like. Just know what kind of true person he truly is, because this is the kind of person he truly is. Right? And if you're like this in a game, I mean, you're absolutely like this in real life. And again, it's not because you weren't, taught on the game. It's not that you were, not up on the game, Cool Cat. It's that you're a literal racist bigot. A racist, ableist bigot. It's kind of hilarious. Right? It's kind of hilarious. And he probably doesn't have a life to live, but that's a different story. He comes in once or twice a day and then complains about the game. And then he starts going, look at this. Now he's obsessed with China. He's been obsessed with China this whole time. And these like racial stereotypes are just crazy. Huh. As if China was cut off from the rest of the world. Okay? And then here's what I pump in. And I jump in just because I thought it was funny, right? I saw where he said this thing and he's like, click on a link, and next thing you know, it's some porn ad. I was like, or you can click on my link and come to my YouTube instead. Because y'all know me, I gotta get that selfish, self-promotion out there. Absolutely 100%. So I'm gonna put that out there because I think it's funny. And then he just instantly starts turning on me. I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything directly to him except for a blatant joke to join me. And then he turns on me. You know what I mean? Like, for no reason. This guy just turns on me. So I said, fine, you know what? Let's poke back and forth. Let's see what he actually stands for. Because in reality, this is a game that I prefer. This is a game that I like to play. And he's just shitting on it the whole time. So I want to be able to kind of do it. Like I mentioned, I also do podcast interviews. It is a little bit of everything. I do plan to go do some GTA 6 when it comes out. Could be now or in 2050. Who knows? But it's a lot because I'm hyper-focused. A lot because it's kind of what I'm doing. And, of course, he's just shitting on the game. So I say, nope, it's good. He says, nope, it's gay. I say it's cheap. I say you're not playing it at the right level because at the higher levels it's great. And he's only 50 million, so he kind of sucks. And again, these guys are they're just not having fun. And I totally get that. I said, so fine, go play something else, right? But I said, the strategy is great. Field fighting mechanics are great. Both of you guys are just being so negative. And yes, he's spending money on this game because he had to. It's also fixed. Play the event and watch how you get punked. Trust me, I've played this a lot longer to know. Go play Farmville or COD. Right? So just go play something else. That's not this. You know what I mean? And then he just starts coming at me because he thinks that I'm high and can't understand things. Which is funny because I've been high my whole life. So that has nothing to do with it. And if y'all know me, you know that to be the case. But I'm still coherent and everything when I'm baked off my head. So it's totally funny that this is how he comes at me. And like I mentioned, he even comes into my private messages, which is something we're going to talk about in show. But here's my point. The reference is that you're playing useless games anyways, complaining about those games. You know? It is a sad existence, and he's spending all of his time just trolling here for no reason. Shout out to Twisted Rabbit. You're very welcome. Glad I could help. And just stop trying to shit on this game. Just go play the other one. Here's my defense. It's a hobby. Who cares? Let other people have it. You need to stop voicing your opinion when people disagree with you. And all he's doing is just typical bully behavior. And I'm laughing my face off about it. I think this is so funny. Right? And he's not even that strong. He's not even that strong. He's like 50 million. So one of the reasons why he's probably so mad is because he's actually kind of bad at the game. And the game does take a little bit of money. Yes, it's pay to play. It's not free to play anymore, for sure. But he's making it seem like you have to spend your wallet in order to do that, which is entirely not true because I don't have very much to spend in the first thing. And the truth is I do pity you, Cool Cat, because your existence is sad. All you do is you come on here and you spend your time trolling people. And it's been a long time. You spent hours in that chat, bro. You spent hours in that chat. Like, that's the funny part. Which is absolutely funny. And I didn't call him names. You saw that. I didn't call him names. So he called me out, but there was nothing to call out. He's got nothing. And yeah, who did hurt you? It's like you honestly didn't get enough hugs as a kid. You know what I mean? Which I think is absolutely funny. And the support, shout out to Arandus, bro. You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help. And exactly this. He's got nothing else to do but to voice his sad opinion. It's a sad existence. You know, it's a sad existence to shit on others just for the sake of it, which I think is absolutely sad. This is a pretty good mentality right here. Ever heard of if you have nothing nice to say, keep your mouth shut? Saying stuff just because it's quote unquote the truth doesn't mean anything. That's totally brutal. He tries to say I'm angry. I'm not even angry at all. Like I said, I'm just sad. It's just so sad. He's been triggered since he hopped in this chat. And I didn't go ahead and check the time that he came in. I forgot. But it's been a long time. He has been here a long time in this chat bitching about it. So, which I think is absolutely hilarious. And I haven't gone on a 15-minute tirade, but I am going to go on a 30-minute video. Oh, this is so funny. Just like, look at this. So here I said, I'm done with your trash panda type attitude. I'm done with him. But he thinks I meant I'm done with the chat. So I just stopped responding to him, right? But he can't stop responding to me. And when I stop responding to him, this is when he comes back at me in my PMs, in my private message inbox. And this is where we actually get to see some things, which I think is absolutely awesome. But he's just so triggered that I won't leave, which I think is hilarious. He thinks I'm getting downvotes on YouTube, which I think is funny because that's not the case. And we actually have close to 2,300. We're almost at 2,400 now. So congratulations to us. I think that's absolutely fantastic. The community has been growing amazingly well. So pat yourselves on the back. Well done. But watch, see? And then he's in my chat box. Then he came into my chat box shortly after that. Right? And all he had to do is start pulling on me, right? So I'm like, actually, I got 2,300 followers now. And instantly he starts to insult me because he can't get a response from me. So, and yes, I did respond because I wanted to see what else he would say to me like this. And look at how bad it gets. Red on the head, like the blank on the dog. You know what that is, right? Look at his picture too. And I'm just being nice. I'm just ignoring him. You're just the best type of person. Glad to have met you. Enjoy your day. You're the best. Enjoy the content. Anything else you want to see? It's kind of funny. But he's just been living rent-free. I'm just living rent-free in this guy's head this entire time. He had the balls to come and chat to me in person, which I think is fine. So I finally said, you know what? I'm going to make a video about this. And it turned into a new segment that we're going to start doing. And I think this is absolutely a great way for us to weed out the really horrible people. If you find these people in your chats, if you find these people in your alliances, if you find these people's ID numbers, and here's the thing, he says I'm fake for using a fake avatar, but look at his avatar, right? That's his picture. You can bet it's his picture. But he says it's not. Don't worry, we'll get into that. He says it's not. And I'm also jump into this. I think I kind of do look like my avatar a little bit. I mean, obviously the avatar's got a better beard, but I think I still look like that pretty close. You know what I mean? I think it's pretty close, as much as you can get with an AI-generated art. Number one, I'm not a hillbilly. But yes, I do play games and I do waste money on it for sure. Says my channel's going to be besieged soon. We just been doing nothing but growing, so I shared it again. And this is where he really goes off, calling me a fat bald druggie. Clearly not married, which has been funny. I've been married for 14 years and I've got 3 kids, so which is entirely wrong for him. So now I'm going to make a video of it, right? And that's what I told him. As soon as he starts making it personal and stuff like that, fine. And he goes off. This isn't even the worst of it. He goes off. Here's where he says there's no pics of me. I'm like, is that not your pic there? You lied about your profile picture. Oh, I don't speak. He says, I don't speak nerd. PFP is not nerd speak. And so I corrected him because I've been just having sickness of them. And he says, no, weasel. I'm a weasel. So he's trying to say he's combined the words to make another word. What kind of fucking trash bag is this? Just makes me laugh. Oh my God, this is so funny. Do I think I'm street? Absolutely not. I don't get this your face thing. It's so, okay. I'm Cool Cat approved. This is so funny. I do really wish I could give him a hug though, because he does sound like he's quite sad. You know? And I'm not Irish, by the way. I'm German. On both sides of my family. Like, mostly German. So, but watch what he says here later. So first he calls me Irish trash. Then listen to this. Listen to this. Just wait. Ready? It says I'm squeezing blackheads. Look at this. Irish are about the what? What does he say here? Oh my God. And now he's saying that the Irish are bad. So not only does he hate spelling, but he hates people of different ethnic backgrounds. He's ableist, doesn't think ADHD is a real thing. Hates Irish people, hates gingers. Just a total trash panda type of person. And this is who this kind of person is in real life. You can best believe this is what this person is like in real life. So when you see players like this, when you meet players like this, when you have this guy in your chat, you do yourself one favor and get him the heck out of there. Right? So let's go look at him. Let's look at his information. Cool Cat, 54 million, less than 200,000 kills. So he's been doing nothing. But check out that commander ID number, 184-095-4364. That's 184-095-4364. Write that number down. If you ever see someone with that number again, you instantly burn them, get rid of them. Don't let them in your alliance. Don't let them play. The only thing we can do is band together. If we know that IGG won't ban them from the game, all that we can do is make sure that they don't get a chance to play the game. So write this information down, keep it down beside you, and make sure that you keep a note from it and don't let this guy into your game. Don't worry, we did take a good advantage of him and make sure that we took we effectively ended a lot of his career for so far. Like, I'll show you the report after. It's pretty gross. But this is a kind of player that we definitely don't want in the community. So that all being said, guys, thanks very much for tuning in. I'm going to show you the burning of him here shortly. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Go ahead and click that join button to become a member today. It's only $5 a month, and it really goes a long way to help support the channel. And obviously, guys, love, peace, chicken grease, and until next time, stay lifted.
Yeah, I know we lost touch, but I'm still here. We were young, we were kids, it was something rare. I told you everything, but when it all burned down and you were left with nothing, did you question